There she goes. She's talking. In the chat box, drop your email again, and you'll get 10 steps to become lendable. And with that, share it with your friends. Stephanie's gonna blow your socks off. Make sure you have a notebook and a pencil or paper, because I'm telling you guys, this is like gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Stephanie introduce herself and go into business credit.
Sounds good. So you ready for me to start? Okay, cool. All right, so hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Stephanie Lawrence. For those of you who do not know me, I am a wealth strategist and I help entrepreneurs build business credit so that they can double their buying power, maintain their cash flow, and increase their business growth. So it's my mission to help you fund and grow your business so you don't have to worry about if your business is going to be successful. So a lot of businesses, about 40 to 45% of business owners actually fail within the first 2 to 5 years due to the lack of capital. And so my goal is for you not to fall into that percentage and that you have the tools and the strategies to be able to make it in your business. We all went into business to, either provide for our family, to have more time freedom, financial freedom, whatever the case may be. And so a lot of times we get into business, but we use our personal funds, we borrow money from family members, and those wells end up drying up pretty soon. And so you need another safety net, another cushion to be able to tap into so that you can fund and grow your business. And that's what business credit is all about. So I'm going to go ahead and get started into what business credit is, how you can start building your business credit profile, and the benefits of building business credit, and then probably what you all came for, how you can purchase a vehicle in your business name using business credit. So again, thank you all for being here. Courtney, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to educate more people. That is, my goal. The more I can educate, the better my community is. So I'm glad for the opportunity. So first, I want to jump into what is business credit. Okay, so 90% of business owners don't even know what business credit is, and they're not using it. However, every Fortune 500, every successful business in USA are using business credit because they understand the potential and how to leverage other people's money to fund and grow their business. Okay, so what business credit is, it is credit that is obtained in your business name that is linked to your EIN number. So your EIN number is your tax identification number, which is basically like the social security number for your business. Okay. And so everyone who is in business should have an EIN number, and it is free. Okay, so a lot of times you go online to apply for your EIN number, but you might have just Googled it. And when you finish your application, there's a fee attached to it. So that means you went to the wrong site, because if you go to irs.gov, it should be free. All right, free, 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 free. It only takes about 2 minutes to complete the application. So again, everyone who has a business should have an EIN number. Okay, so business credit is based on the business's ability to pay its bills. All right, so that's the great thing about it. It's not linked to your personal credit, it's not attached to your personal credit, and it allows you the opportunity to separate your personal finances from your business finances. So I want to jump into some really awesome benefits as to why business credit is so awesome. All right, so business credit makes you more lendable. So a lot of times there's business owners that go to the bank and they apply for a loan, they apply for funding, and their application is denied, and they don't know why. Okay, they don't know why, because the creditors, the lenders, these vendors, they are actually researching your business and they're looking for a business credit profile. So if you haven't built a business credit profile, you haven't started establishing business credit that actually reports to your business credit reports, it looks like, you have not done anything in your business. Some business owners go into business and still don't even have a business bank account. They're still using a personal bank account. And yes, that is a criteria for building a proper structure for your business. So it makes you more lendable. It doubles your borrowing power. So you have the ability to 10x your credit limits because they're more generous with lending money to businesses. So you can have higher credit limits, lower interest rates, lower insurance premiums, low monthly premiums, right? So you're saving a lot of money. And then it has nothing to do with your personal credit. So if you have personal credit challenges, you can still build business credit in your business name without using your social security number, right? So how awesome is that? I know when I first started that I thought I needed to have great credit, and I didn't have great credit when I started my credit repair company, right? It started with fixing my own, right? I had to go out and get training to learn how to build my business credit. But what I did was learn also about business credit, and it had nothing to do with my personal credit. So if you have personal credit challenges, you can build business credit, tap into those resources, and actually get funds to build and grow your business. Okay. And it's faster than personal credit. So personal credit, you have those 5 key factors that you have to pay attention to in order to have a healthy credit score, right? You have to make sure you're on top of your payment history, 100% payment history with no late payments. You have to have a low credit utilization. So my rule of thumb is 7 to 10%, right? Sometimes we cannot always maintain that low balance. Then you got to pay attention to your length of credit history. That's something that's out of your control. If you just started building personal credit, you've got to wait until your credit history seasons, right? And then you also have to pay attention to having that great mix of credit. They want you to have a variety of credit, revolving and installments and store retail cards and all of those things, right? And then you want to have a minimum amount of credit increase, right? So you don't want to be applying for too much credit. And the great thing about the business credit world is all of those key factors do not matter. Okay. So in the business credit world, it's based on the business's ability to pay its bills. And if you pay on time, okay. So those inquiries, they don't have that much of an effect on your business credit profile. You could get denied credit today, in 30 days, go back to the same creditor, apply again, and underwriting looks at your application and you get approved if you meet the right requirements. So it's all about knowing how to structure your business. Okay. So we're definitely going to get into proper structuring because it is the number one important thing. I think somebody's mic is unmuted. So it's the number one most important thing when it comes to building business credit. Okay. So it's only based on how well you pay your bills. If you are late, you're going to have a bad score. If you pay on time, you're going to have a good score. And if you pay early, which I recommend 10 days before the due date, you have a great score. So in the business credit world, you're graded from a 0 to a 100. Okay, so your goal is to reach an 80 plus. Okay, you want to reach an 80 plus. That is where you'll be able to benefit from, funding and vehicles in your business name and things of that matter. So that's your goal. Okay, so it's not relying upon your personal credit. There's so many competitive advantages. There's no collateral requirements. So it's perfect for startups if you don't have, a whole lot of money going on in your business. You can still build business credit. Okay, so there are differences between funding and loans and financing and business credit, but overall, you can start building business credit in your business name today. Right? So what I want to go ahead and get into is how do you build a proper business credit profile? So this is what I mentioned about proper structuring, okay? So this is what it means. It means that your credible lenders and creditors are looking at how credible you are. And what that means is that you want to structure your business as a large corporation, just minus the millions of dollars in revenue. Okay. So structuring your business like a corporation is the most important key to start building your business credit profile. So number one, you want to be sure that you are incorporating your business. Okay. So you want to stay away from high risk industries and restricted industries. Okay. So things like ammunition, pawn shops, gambling, things like that. Those are restricted and high risk industries that you want to stay away from. Okay. That would be automatic denials. Okay, so you want to be incorporated. A lot of businesses and a lot of gurus out there are telling people that they can build business credit as a sole proprietorship, and you can. But the whole point of building business credit is to separate yourself from your personal finances. So if you are a sole proprietor, it's connected to your social security number because you use your social security number to open up that business. So everything you get in that business name is then attached to your personal credit automatically. So you're not essentially building business credit the right way. So you want to be sure that you are incorporating your business. Now you can consult with a CPA or a tax professional to decide what is the best corporation status for your business, your type of business, and the type of revenue you'll be making. But an LLC or a corporation will suffice. Okay, but you can still decide, with your tax professional, which one is going to be most beneficial for you. All right. Then you want to have a physical business address. Okay. So there's a couple of reasons why you want to have a physical business address. So, one, your business credit profile is public information. Okay. We can go online right now and look up Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Walmart, and look at their business credit profile. Okay. And so everything will come up, their corporate address, who they do business with, how well they pay their bills. So it's very important that you have either a brick and mortar building for your corporate address, or as a alternate solution, you can invest into a virtual corporate address. All right. And so when you purchase that service, you now have a brick and mortar building that shows up when someone Googles your business. Okay. So you don't have to have access to all of the features that they offer, but you definitely want to benefit from that building corporate address. Okay, so that's very important. So if you've already started your business and you used a home address or USPS or FedEx or PO box, you want to change that immediately because it will get flagged when you start applying for credit. Okay. And you definitely don't want to use iPostal. I see a lot of people who promote iPostal virtual mailboxes, but that's what it is. It's a virtual mailbox. And so that is easily flagged in the system. You want to have a brick and mortar building that shows up when someone Googles your business, not a virtual mailbox. So iPostal, a lot of their addresses do not work when it comes to corporate addresses. So you want to stay away from iPostal. Okay. Next, you want to have a business phone number, okay? A business phone number. We should not be using our cell phones for our business, at least our phone numbers. And that's going to get flagged as well. The system knows, like they can do all of that research and they're going to know that you're using a cell phone. So you can invest in a business phone number for your business. And
Can you guys please mute as you enter the room? Just please mute yourselves. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So a business phone number. So it's affordable. So there are plenty of resources when it comes to business phone numbers. There's RingCentral, there's Vonage, there's Freedom Voice, there's Global Voice Direct, there's Call8. There's so many resources that you can utilize to have a business phone number, and you can still have it forwarded to your cell phone so you can answer it from your cell phone, but it's still a dedicated business phone number. And you want to invest in a toll-free number as well. So that gives the perception that you're a larger corporation, right? So you want to have a local number, a toll-free number, and you want a fax number. So RingCentral is a service that I use and a lot of my clients use, and you can get all of those services in one package. And you can manage all of your faxes from your email and things of that nature. So you want to be sure you have a business phone number as well as a business fax number. There's going to be a lot of applications that you're going to have to fax in as well. So you'll be able to have access to that fax number to be able to send in those applications. Okay. Next, you want to have a professional business email address. Now, I see this all the time. There's a lot of people in different communities I'm in, and they'll email me and they're still using Yahoo and AOL and Hotmail and Gmail and Ymail and whatever mail. And if you are a business owner, a business email address is too affordable for us not to be having a professional email address. No more I like to party at yahoo.com. That's going to get you denied. And if you don't meet these credibility checkpoints, you'll be denied and you never know why, because in the business credit world, they do not have to tell you why. Okay. They're not obligated to tell you why. In the personal credit world, they do. You get that letter in the mail letting you know you were denied. We pulled this report. This was your score. These were the factors. This is what prevented you from getting access to this loan or this line of credit. Okay. But in the business credit world, the answer is just no. And you have to go back and either figure out what was wrong, right? What credibility checkpoint you didn't meet, or you're just going to sit there and think that business credit doesn't work. So having a professional business email address is critical to your business structure. So it must be at yourcompanyname.com. I can't tell you how many clients secure their business name and do not look up the domain name to see if it's available. So someone did a strategy session and we actually went to go see if it was available and it wasn't. So there are people who sit on the internet and just purchase domains. So you want to be sure that you are searching your domain name at the same time that you are incorporating your business so that everything matches. Because the mind of everyone naturally is just going to put in the name of your business for your email, for your website, and you can miss out on a lot of clients that way. So you want to be sure you secure your domain name at the same time that you are incorporating your business, okay? And then get your professional email address at that domainname.com. So it can be admin at yourcompanyname.com, info, hello, your first name at yourcompanyname.com. Okay, very, very, very important. Then you want to be sure you have a website. Okay, you want to be sure you have an online presence. So a couple of social media pages that expresses what it is that you do, the service that you provide. And then on your website, you want to be able to list the services you provide. Your business address should be on there. Your business email address should be on there. And your business phone number should be on there. So I usually tell clients, make sure it's in the footer of your website, easily recognizable, because the creditors do research your business and they research your website. They research your digital footprint, even banks. So certain banks don't allow certain industries. And so they put you on hold and they go and do their research to see what it is that you do to see if you're approved even for that bank account. So you want to have a digital footprint with a lot of online presence to let them know the information must come from you, right? You don't want them trying to piece things together and then possibly slap you into an industry that is either high risk or restricted, and then you get denied funding because they didn't know what it was that you did. Okay, so you want the information provided to come from you, from your website, from your mouth. Okay, so another thing you guys need to do is have your business bank account. Your business bank account. Okay. And this is very, very, very important. So a lot of people are still using their personal credit, personal business account, personal bank account. They're using Cash App and Venmo. And then, when it's time to get funding and they're like, let's look at your bank statements, there's nothing there. Okay. So you want to be sure that you have a business bank account, because in the business credit world, the day that you open your business bank account is the actual start date of your business. You could have incorporated 10 years ago, but if you opened up your bank account yesterday, your business started yesterday. Okay. So it's vital that when you get those corporation documents, your articles of organization, and your EIN number from irs.gov, that you take those documents to a bank and open up a bank account right away. I don't care if you throw $50 in there, but get a business bank account open immediately. Okay. So you guys don't have a bank account, you want to make sure you get that open tomorrow. All right. Because that is literally the start date of your business. Okay. And then most lines of credit are contingent upon having a seasoned business bank account, 3 months, 6 months that they're looking for. Okay. So you want to be sure you have a business bank account as early as possible. That bank rating plays a large part in the amount of funding that you get. And to have a high bank rating, you want to have a seasoned account for an extended amount of time with a good amount of money in there. Okay. So that helps you as well. Okay. The next thing you want to do is have your business listed with 411. You want to be listed in as many national directories as possible. Again, you want your business to be easily searchable. All right. So you want to be registered with places like Google Business Listing, Bing, Yelp, MapQuest, listyourself.net, and Manta. Okay, those are places that you want to start with. And if you are in those databases, that helps your searchability. Okay, so you want to be sure that all of your information matches. So let's say that you had all of these things in place, but you were using a USPS address or your home address and you want to change it. Now you have to go back and update all of your records so that everything is in congruence, right? So that means you got to go back to the Secretary of State, update your address there. Then you got to go back to the IRS, update your address there, and you got to go back to your bank account, update your address there, because everything needs to be in congruence. You don't want to be building multiple profiles for your business and multiple profiles come up because your information is different. Okay, then they're going to think, okay, what is this person doing? They're not a legit business if they have all this other information out there. Okay, so that is something they actually look for. They look in different databases to see what information is coming up. And if it doesn't match, it's a alarm that goes off and you may be denied a credit. Okay, so that's something you want to check after you put all of these things in motion. At the end of your checklist, and you guys will get a copy of it if you guys dropped your email that Courtney requested, you'll get a copy of the 10 steps to becoming lendable. And all those steps that I just went over are in there with directions and everything, resources for you to go accomplish every step. So after you do all of those steps, you want to go back down the line and check. Does the Secretary of State match the IRS? Does the IRS match any county or city licenses that I may need for my business? Does it match my business bank account? And does it match my 411 listing? Okay, so that part is very, very important. There's a lot of people that try to skip ahead because they're so eager to build business credit. And I get it. It's such an awesome tool. It's such a great strategy to help you fund and grow your business. However, you do not want to skip any steps. This process is simple, but it's truly based on following a step-by-step process. Okay, so I can't stress enough how important it is for proper structuring, because proper structuring can get you that vehicle in your business name. Okay, proper structuring can get you that Airbnb in your business name. Now, the benefit of doing those things is now that you're able to accomplish, things that can make you passive income, but it's not hurting your personal credit because you don't have that large auto loan on your personal credit. You don't have that large lease on your personal credit. So if you want to buy a home, you can. It doesn't affect your debt to income ratio. Right? So that's the benefit of building business credit, accomplishing those things, using your business credit, leaving it off of your personal credit report so that you can still leverage your personal credit when you want to. Okay. So that is proper structuring. I wanted to definitely go over that and stress how important it is before we went into
If you just came in, please make sure that you are muted. I'm trying to get, as you guys are entering, I'm trying to go through immediately and send it. All of this will be recorded. And then also, if you send me a direct message, if you don't want to send it public, I'm not going to share your emails. But if you want a copy of these exact steps as well, just send me a direct message in the chat box. You just go and select Courtney Rincon, it will say, and then I'll be able to send it to you before this meeting's over. I'm working on emailing it out. So Stephanie will continue.
All right, cool. Yes, so we went over proper structuring. So the next things you want to do is to look at your business credit profile, look at your credit report. Same thing with personal credit. You want to monitor what's going on. I have a client recently who had some UCC filings. And so what a UCC filing is when you owe someone, and it's kind of like a judgment on the personal credit side for business. And they place it on your business credit report to let other people know, hey, you owe me money, right? And so it doesn't look good and it affects your business credit scores. And when we looked at the profile, I asked him about it and he's like, I've never done business with this company ever, right? And so we had to go back over it again. I'm like, are you sure? Like, you don't have any type of loans or any funding or anything possible with this company? And he's like, absolutely not. So that is something we had to dispute. But if I didn't look at his business credit reports, we would have never found that. And that could have caused him credit denials within the process of us trying to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Right. So it's really important to be able to monitor your business credit reports as well. So you can go to nav.com, which is nav.com, to actually monitor your business credit reports. Okay, so you'll get access to your Dun and Bradstreet report and score. You'll get access to your Experian commercial report and score, and you'll get access to your Equifax report and score. I recommend signing up for the NAV Business Boost account because not only will you be able to monitor your business profile, you'll also get that payment reported as a trade line to your business credit report. And it's all about payment experiences. How many payment experiences can you show on your business credit profile to boost your score? So I highly, highly recommend that be your very first trade line because it's like a 2-for-1. You get a trade line reporting and you're monitoring your business credit. So it's a great, great, great resource. A lot of people don't know about it. Some people use it to monitor their credit report, but don't know that they report the payment with the NAV Business Boost. So they're probably on the free plan, but if you convert to the Business Boost plan, you'll get that payment reported as a trade line to your business credit report. There's even ways to report your rent. There's ways to report your utilities that you pay for your business. And that reports faster than building it, step by step. So that is also something that you guys can do as well. All right, so you want to, look at your business credit reports, and then you want to start the business credit building process. So the first step is to start applying for vendor accounts. And vendor accounts are the gateway to building business credit, right? They're the gatekeepers. You don't want to start with an American Express card because you'll get denied. Same thing in the personal credit world. Like, you start with a secure card, okay? In the business credit world, you start with vendor credit. They extend you net 30-day terms. You purchase your supplies and you have 30 days to make the payment. You pay your invoices 10 days early, and then they'll report to the business credit bureaus. The key thing here is, though, finding the right places that report to the business credit bureaus. So a lot of times you may be thinking that you're doing business with someone, it's in your business name, you use your EIN and everything. However, they don't report. And there are about 80 to 85% of vendors do not report to the business credit bureaus. Okay. So that's why you want to get into a program that has done the research for you, that can, provide all of those resources for you, because the research has already been done. All you have to do is plug in, decide where you want to do business, and sign up with those places and build your business credit. Okay. So you start with your vendor credit, all right, because that's the gatekeeper. You can't build it without them, right? And then you want to move on to your store retail cards. Okay. So your store retail cards are places like AutoZone, Advance Auto, Home Depot Pro, right? And so Office Depot. And those accounts are going to be places that you already use as well. Like, I know I go to AutoZone all the time, for parts for my car. So
You on the call for a link?
So, why not use the same things that I'm already using and build my business credit, right? So, and it's the same thing with household items. So a lot of people complain about the vendor credit accounts and they're like, well, I can't buy anything from there and I don't know what to get and it's a waste of money. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure everyone can say that they use paper towel, toilet tissue, laundry detergent, Clorox, or, cleaning supplies and trash bags, right? All of these places offer these products as well as office supplies for your business. I'm sure you're buying paper and pens and mark highlighters and whiteboards and post-it notes, right? So do business with these companies that offer the same things and build your business credit at the same time. So there's no excuse, at least over here, we're team no excuses, right? So there's no excuse as to why you don't know how to build your business credit or, the right way to build your business credit. Okay, because you can literally be buying household items and still build your business credit. When the pandemic hit and the stores didn't have, Clorox wipes and, Lysol and things like that, people were purchasing it using their business credit in bulk, and they were able to stock up as well as sell it to other people because those places had it, right? So you want to be creative with it, but also think about it as this is a necessity for my business. If I want to fund my business and grow my business, I've got to take it seriously, and I got to think of ways that I can make it work for me. So if there's one item that you may not necessarily need, but you're building your business credit in the process, then by all means do it, right? However, I gave you a list of things that you normally do use. Okay. So after you go through vendor credit, you move on to store retail credit. I gave you a couple of examples. And then you move on to your fleet gas cards, right? So we all, if you drive, you use gas. And so it benefits you either way, right? So you can apply for gas cards for BP, Shell, Fuelman, Racetrack, Chevron, Texaco, Exxon, right? Circle K, Wex, there's so many options out there. And so you should be able to find one that's in your city, in your state, that you can qualify without a personal guarantee. So the key thing here is just do not put your social security number on the application, period, right? We're not personally guaranteeing this. It's not credit that's tied to our social security number. So whether it asks for it or not, you're not putting your social security number in the application. When you get to funding and lines of credit, some of them do have to ask for your social security number for verification purposes only. And the application will say that. It will say for verification purposes only, because they have to verify your identity when they're loaning you money. However, if you're concerned about it, you can talk to a representative over the phone and let them know, you want to be sure that it is credit that's, attached to your EIN, you're only applying your business name, right? And that it's only for verification purposes only. But they will tell you that, and they have to disclose that as well if it wasn't. So you will see that. But yeah, the key is just not to put your social security number on these applications. You're applying for credit in your business name. So you're putting your EIN number, you're putting your DUNS number, things like that to get approved. All right. So after you get approved for your fleet credit, you can move on to your revolving credit lines, your cash credit cards. So Sam's Club has a MasterCard that you can qualify for, and your limits are going to be higher than on the personal side because you're applying for in your business name, right? So you want to be sure that you're filling out these applications and, putting like your projected income, right? So you don't have to put like what you made last month, put what you project to make. Okay. So that you can benefit from those larger credit limits, right? So that is, the breakdown of the process. And then once you get about a good 8 to 10 trade lines reporting on your business credit report, you can move on to your business lines of credit as well. And so there's a lot of new companies that have, surfaced in the fintech industry that are offering business corporate charge cards. They're offering business lines of credit that you can tap into all these resources without needing, personal credit, good personal credit. Okay, so this is the time to really tap into those resources. There's Brex, there's Divvy, there's Torpago, there's Capital on Tap. There's, so many companies that weren't available to before. And so a lot of people make the mistake of going to the large banks, right, for funding and saying, well, I was denied for a line of credit. Yeah, because you went to Bank of America, right? And so if you don't have an extensive business credit profile and they're going to run your personal credit, you're not going to get approved. And so that's why you want to have the resources of these other companies that offer these lines of credit to business owners. Okay. So a lot of it is contingent upon your business revenue, having a seasoned bank account and things like that. But, these alternative lending resources definitely come in handy. Okay. So, and you don't have to be in a particular industry either. Right. So all of them have different requirements. So it's not just one cookie cutter requirement there. All of them are going to have different credit requirements or business credit requirements as far as how long you have to be in business and things like that. But there are several resources, and I've done the research, and all those resources, are in my course, or you would get them if you booked a strategy session. So that is the process of building business credit. I want to go ahead and touch on purchasing a vehicle in your business name, because I know that is like the hot topic these days, especially the topic for this group as well. So let's go ahead and jump into that, and then we'll go ahead and open up for questions. So when you are ready to purchase a vehicle in your business name, one, you want to have proper structuring. That is really going to take you very far. Then you want to have that 80 Paydex score. So your Paydex score is a score that is built with Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is the largest business credit bureaus out of all of them. It is not the only one, and it's not the only one they look at, but your Paydex score determines a lot. Okay, so you want to have at least an 80 Paydex score. So you will need to have at least three to four trade lines reporting with Dun & Bradstreet to even generate a report and to be able to generate a score. Okay, if you don't have at least three, you won't have a report that shows up or a score. It'll say, we don't have enough data. Okay, so that's first things first. Okay, so you want to have a couple of accounts reporting on Experian, a couple of accounts reporting on Equifax, right? Have some type of score generated, and you're ready to go purchase a vehicle in your business name. So it used to be where you had to have 10 to 14 trade lines, one with a $10,000 limit, and be in business for 3 years. But lately, they are very generous with not saying giving vehicles, but allowing you to obtain a vehicle in your business name, because there's such a shortage in the industry, especially with rental cars. There's a huge shortage with rental cars across the nation. And so that's how, Turo kind of blew up, with people using their personal cars and putting it on there for rent and things like that. And so the dealerships, you get a better price on a new vehicle rather than an old vehicle. So used cars, you don't want to go used, you want to go to a new vehicle, and you want to go to dealerships like Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Dodge, and then any dealership or any car make that is underwritten by GM Financial. Okay, so that includes Chevy and Cadillac, right? So anything that's and GM, whatever car is under GM. So GM Financial is easy approval as well. So these are approvals without a personal guarantee. So that's the goal, right? We want to get the vehicles without a personal guarantee. It's not tied to our personal credit, so that we can go ahead, get the vehicle, put it on Turo, make some passive income, and it's not affecting our personal credit. Then once you get that first vehicle, you can wait 30, 45 days, go back, and then get a second and a third. Because once you get that first one, it's a lot easier to get your next one. Okay, but the first one is, I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you want it to be a simple process, like easy peasy, start with Ford. Okay, they're giving away vehicles like hotcakes. You want a car, you want a car, you want a car, you want a car. Okay, Ford is the place to go. And then second easiest is Chevy. And like I said, anything that's underwritten by GM Financial. Okay. Now, if you want to go with another make or model of a vehicle, Ally Bank, ALLY, Ally Bank is a really good resource to purchase a vehicle in your business name without a personal guarantee. So if you go to ally.com, their website will walk you through the process. You put in your zip code, and then it shows you the actual dealerships in your location that uses Ally financing. Okay. And you can go to that particular dealership to purchase a vehicle in your business name. All right. So, I can't give away everything, but that is the starting point for you to purchase a vehicle in your business name, putting it on Turo, making some passive income. When you start to make some money, make extra payments on your loan so that you can pay off the vehicle quicker. And then once you pay it off, everything from there on out is profit. So it's a really, really good plan that a lot of business owners have been coming to me for. And like recently I had a client, he got approved for a Dodge Ram, and he didn't think he would because it was only in his business credit name. And I said, do it, go. And he's like, are you sure? Don't run my personal credit. And I said, no, in your business name, give them your LLC, give them your EIN number, and they're going to run your business credit profile. And he was approved. He's like, it came back in like 3 minutes. And, even the salesman was surprised. And I'm like, because, well, he probably didn't know what he was doing, but it works, and you want to deal with the commercial fleet manager, guys. Okay. Don't go to the regular salesman department, right? They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. They're going to ask you for your social. They're going to ask a whole bunch of questions. You ask for a commercial fleet manager, and that's where you'll get a business application for the vehicle in your business name. And you do not put your social security on the application because you're applying with your EIN number. Okay, so you ask for the commercial fleet manager. Like I said, Ford, Chevy, GM Financial, those are going to be your hottest, easiest places to go. And then yeah, you can go back, and then later on, after you're ready to get your second or third or something like that, you can go with Honda and then start doing your luxury vehicles. So don't start out luxury because they will ask for, financials, and they'll ask for more, and you probably will have to personally guarantee if it's your first time. So don't start out with luxury vehicles. You want to start out for the easy ask. Okay. So that is how you purchase a vehicle in your business name. Using your business credit, like I said, start with having proper structuring. Be sure you have an 80 paydex score, have 3 to 4 trade lines reporting done in Bradstreet, have a couple on Experian, a couple on Equifax, and you can purchase a vehicle in your business name. They will ask, if you want to put money down, it's not required, but obviously, your payments will be lower and things like that. So you don't have to. It's totally up to you how you want to work the deal, but it's not required. So yeah, I think we're gonna stop there. And then you guys can hit me with your questions.
So we'll take a couple of questions, just a second though. I do want to make sure that you guys, some of you guys had come in a little bit later. Of course, consult with your financial person, right? If you have a CPA, if you have a business attorney, if there's something that you're unsure about, probably a lot of us here are new or starting a business or just aren't really sure where to go. So, you would make sure that, her specialist, she's not going to be able to guide you in like which car to buy and how to buy it, right? She's the credit person to just have you understand the process of credit and how to actually use business credit instead of your own personal credit, if that's what you're trying to do. I have everyone's email. So if you haven't sent me your email, I'm about to shoot out the email right now, and it will have the 10 steps to become lendable in the email, as well as Stephanie's information. And with that, I got a few questions here in the chat box. One of the questions was, I'm trying to scroll back up, guys. Hold on a second. Let's start. Any recommendations on where to go to get a business phone number and email?
Yeah, so I recommended RingCentral earlier in the class. So RingCentral is one, but there are plenty of others. There's RingCentral, Freedom Voice, Call8, Global Voice Direct. There's so many. So yeah, I listed a few already. As far as a business email, I recommend G Suite. The only reason why I don't use GoDaddy and add the email service there is because it uses Microsoft 365, and then a lot of people find a difficult time trying to download it on their phone. And I like my clients to be able to have access on their phone so I can get responses from them very quickly. So we use G Suite. So once you purchase your domain name from GoDaddy.com, you can go to G Suite, verify the domain name, and then set up multiple email addresses with your business name. So we use G Suite.
And Monique asked, what if your business does use a brick and mortar location? Any options?
Well, if you do have a brick and mortar location, then you would use that address. So it's only if you need a brick and mortar physical address for your corporate address.
And maybe if you specify a little further, Monique, of any options, if you want to talk, if that's easier, what you mean by any options as far as what, if you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was saying,
Okay.
I meant to say does not, like my business is not really a brick and mortar. It's not a shop. It's not a store. So what any options as far as like getting a location address? That's not my home.
Yeah, so we recommend a virtual office address.
And I'll also send you guys a document with a couple of like just really big virtual offices that are just around the US, like Regis is one of them that I can
Yeah,
think
it's
off. the top of my
inside
head.
the doc, it's inside the
Oh,
doc.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
I had it anyway,
Oh.
but it's inside of the document that I'm gonna email. So if you haven't sent your email again, William wants to know, are you currently a Turo host?
I personally, but not for other clients, but personally, yeah.
And then if I have an VSIN, don't know who this is, but VSIN, if I have an LLC and I am changing the name, must I begin the entire process again, the Department of State, IRS, bank, etc.?
So if you're changing the name, you'll fill out a form called the amendment to your LLC. And so you don't have to change, well, it depends on what else you're changing. If you're just changing the name, you just file an amendment so you don't lose all the history. So that's a mistake some people make. They'll change the name, but they start all the way over. But if you just want to change the name of the business, you just file an amendment to your business name. Okay, so there should be a form in your Secretary of State where that's file an amendment to your business name. And you can always do DBAs as well. So you don't lose all that history for your LLC. But unless your name has like a high risk title in it, I recommend, leaving it alone because, your business names are not as important as people make them out to be. Like as long as it's like generic and it doesn't have a whole lot of, specific titles in there, you should be good. But if it's just something like you're really, wanting to do, then just file an amendment to the business name. And you can do that through your Secretary of State.
And then Kemi or Kimi, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Any recommendations on where to, oh, nope, that was the same one. Business number and email. Can I send you the recorded meeting? Sure. Somebody, KK, we have seen cases of Ally Bank repossessing Turo cars. Can you please elaborate on this?
Well, you're only going to get repossessed if you're not making your payments. So, I mean, we're not building credit not to pay it off, right? So we got to build with integrity. So even though it's not tied to your personal credit, you have to be of integrity and pay it back. Unless the business defaults and you're going under, you're going to file in bankruptcy, then okay, we understand, but we're not in business to build business credit and not pay it back. But repossessions only happen if you're not making your payments.
Wilmer said car sharing is considered a high risk category to banks placed as car rental. Won't this affect acquiring credit, especially if you've created a website, social media?
So your business, just because you're purchasing a vehicle in your business name to put on Turo Make Passive Income, you don't have to create your business as a car rental business. You can be a consulting business. You can be if that makes sense, right? So I am a consultant, right? I work with clients and help them, get funding for their business. But I have a vehicle on Turo, but that doesn't mean that my business is a car rental business. So I don't put car rental in any of my business documentation, right? So it doesn't affect getting credit at all. Just because you have a vehicle that you place on Turo doesn't make you that type of business. So that's why you want to have a generic business name like, holdings and group and enterprise and right to make it as generic as possible, business management. There's a lot of workarounds when you're trying to do that. But again, consult with the CPA or tax professional for proper structuring and what's the best for you. But there's workarounds for that. You just make it as generic as possible. Right. But yeah, it doesn't affect you because I don't list myself as a car sharing company just because I have my vehicle on Turo.
So what happens if?
Hold on 1 second, Wilmer. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. I was losing some audio. Okay, go ahead.
So what happens then if then Ally calls and then questions the use of the vehicle? Because in their contract, if I recall correctly, it does state that it's not allowed to be used for like rental usage.
None of my clients have gotten a phone call asking for the usage, so I can't attest to that. But I haven't had any clients had any complaints with how they use the vehicle. They've never asked.
Yeah, I'm just concerned because I'm interested, obviously, in expanding the fleet.
Well, Well, you have the other options, right? So I gave you other options as well. So if you don't want to go through Ally because that disclaimer there, is concerning for you, then go directly to the dealership. So Ford offers financing through Ford. GM Financial offers financing as well. And then in my course, I have a lot of other dealerships that offer financing also. So there are other options. You don't have to go with Ally. It's just that Ally is a resource for no personal guarantee, but there are other dealerships that does their own underwriting and offers vehicle in your business name.
Yeah, I understand. So what I'm trying to say is, if my goal is to expand the fleet to a decent number, I expand my exposure or increase my exposure of banks finding out that I'm using it for other use other than what I told them I was going to use it for, like a consulting company. So what happens then if I'm with 20 vehicles and I run into this problem with half of the fleet? What do I do then?
That may also be a question, Wilmer. I would recommend maybe consulting with like an attorney.
Mhm.
That I would suggest
So
maybe.
what is your actual business?
Car sharing.
Okay, yeah, so you would have to consult with somebody in that department, but again, if you go through the dealership, that has not been a problem, right? But again, like she said, I would consult with an attorney to see, your workarounds or to see if it's even a problem.
But
Because
is there a legitimate way to acquire credit specifically for car sharing where I don't have to lie to the banks what I'm using it for?
leveraging using your personal credit.
Gotcha.
Wilmer, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off. There's quite a few other questions. I want to make sure I get to them. I'm going to, have her contact information. So if you wanted to set up some more one-on-one consulting regarding credit, then you can definitely do that. So Mariah said that she just purchased a car from Toyota under her business name. However, she co-signed. When she called the finance department, they said they don't report business credit. How can I ensure? Hold on, I'm frozen.
These payments will be reported correctly. Okay, so there's a way to sign as a third party guarantor. And so what that means is you're leveraging your personal credit, but it's leaving your name off the title. So you're still using it in your business name. So I don't know how you structured that, but they do report to business credit. So to your business credit profile. I have clients who's actually gotten Toyota and they report to your business credit for sure. So I don't know who in the finance department you talk to. I can't attest to what they said to you, but I know for sure Toyota reports to the business credit reporting agencies, but it could be because you co-signed. So if you did the third party guarantor, which you're leveraging your personal credit, but you're leaving yourself off of the title, then it's still in your business name. So you probably didn't do that. But they do report to your business credit report and it's not on your personal credit report.
And then KK, we're only answering questions kind of geared towards credit, so I'm not really sure. Ally, we got to that. Simply because they're on Turo. That's interesting, allegedly.
That's very interesting.
Maybe we can
look into definitely look into that.
I'm not sure in regards to that. So it's recommended, Aaron's iPhone, it's recommended for 3 years of activity on business account first before purchasing a car, correct?
No. And what do you mean by activity on what type of business account?
So Aaron, if you want
build your business credit profile. You have to build your business credit profile.
Okay.
But I don't know what you mean by 3 years on what business account, Aaron.
Oh, I thought that I heard you say 3 years, and that's why I just wanted to clarify. But that that makes sense.
Yeah,
just to make sure that everything is correct first.
Make sure your structure is proper and be sure that you have accounts reporting to all 3 credit bureaus, a minimum of 3 to 4 accounts reporting to Dun & Bradstreet so that you can get that report generated in an 80 Paydex score, and then a couple of accounts on Experian and Equifax, but nothing about years.
Okay, thank you.
And then again, too, with the whole, concern with Ally, obviously consult with the proper, people. I would also say use your own judgment on if that makes you uncomfortable and that maybe is something that they're doing, then maybe you shouldn't,
Right.
maybe that might not be the avenue for you. Or like Stephanie said, utilize it under like a different business. Like she said, she does consulting, maybe not just say like Courtney's rental cars and then I have all these cars on Turo and they're like, hold on a minute,
Right.
we're looking. And then Chilando, so do we set up or sign up for a Dun & Bradstreet account?
So you have to sign up for all credit monitoring. So if you want to be able to see your profile and score, you would have to set up an account. So NAV is a credit monitoring service that actually monitors your Dun & Bradstreet, your Experian, and your Equifax. So you would have to sign up for the service. So there's a free plan that allows you to see your profile, but I recommend the paid Business Boost plan. You can also go to dnb.com and sign up for iCredit Signal, and that's where you can monitor your inquiries and also see how many total trade lines you have reporting with DNB. So it's dnb.com.
Okay.
Let's going through tiers. How do you know when to move on to the next tier?
Any more questions? Oh,
Yeah, so all that is laid out in the course or a strategy session, but typically you want to wait until you have about 3 to 5 reporting in one tier before you move on to the next, and then another 5 to move on to the next. So, and sometimes it's just based on how fast they report and the limits that you get, and then that also can dictate when you can move on. But I say 3 to 5 per tier. Is it possible to get a loan for 100 to 200K to buy cars? No, unless you're bringing in like a large type of revenue. No, you're not going to get one loan for 100 to 200K. No. So when you're building business credit, you can tap into multiple resources for lines of credit. So you can get 50K here, 30K here, 20K there, a business credit card here for 35K, a business credit card here for 20K, something like that. But you're not going to get one large loan for $200,000. You would have to be a $1 million company to acquire that. And you would have to leverage your personal credit. No one's going to give you a $200,000 loan with no PG and no personal credit. But you can get lines of credit and funding and credit cards that amount to that, but not one that with that total amount, if that makes sense. How do you list your business? I gave about 5 resources. So you can go to Google Business Listing, you can go to Bing, you can go to Monta, you can go to listyourself.net, Yelp for Business, and MapQuest. An acceptable interest rate, it varies for everyone. So what's acceptable to you may not be acceptable for someone else. So that is perspective. Right. So yeah, some people are okay with paying, a higher interest rate to get a certain amount of money. So I can't say what's acceptable for you or someone else. So everybody is different.
So
I have vehicles in my business name. I don't place all of them on Turo, right? So you can purchase a vehicle in your business name and not necessarily use Turo or hire car, right? So I have vehicles that's just strictly in my business name and that I get tax advantages from them. And so if it's over 6,000 pounds, you use it for more than 50% of the time for business. You pay for it from your business bank account. As long as and you use your LLC and your EIN, you get tax advantages based off of Section 179 code. So those things, I get tax advantages for that. So it's not only about Turo, depends on,
again, to you guys, she's presenting on credit. So some of these other questions are irrelevant and just like, that's not what we're not here to talk about how many cars she has or whatever she's doing, because it doesn't matter. We're here to talk about credit. And so Wilmer, again, the interest rate is, again, I think that might be a little outside of her territory. She's not like
it's outside of my territory. I just can't tell you what a company is going to grant you, right?
Okay.
Because everyone is different. You could be a new company, but if your financials are in order and you're making a certain amount of money, and they look at your revenue, it's going to be different than someone who's only making $2,000 a month, right? So you can't compare, you can't, I can't tell you what your interest rate would be for a new company, because you could still be new, but your revenue makes up for other things. No, don't do that. So someone said, I set up a DMB number, but the sales department said that I needed to upgrade to make sure I have companies reporting. No. So what they're trying to do is sell you their package. And some of their packages can be $1,500 or more. They just want you to use their service to add trade lines to your business credit report, which you can do yourself. And it's really expensive. They try to tell you that that's the only way you can activate your business credit profile. And that is not true. They charge people $600, $800 for that service. A family member of mine, was on the phone with them forever, and they were trying to convince them to sign into that package. And I had to tell them, get off the phone. So you do not want to fall into that trap. So absolutely tell them you are not interested in that service. You just want to set up your DUNS number, and you can set up your DUNS number online for free. Again, they will try to tell you that it is a fee, but it's free. And your DUNS number gets activated automatically, just like your personal credit score gets activated automatically after a certain period of time. So you do not want to sign up for that service. It's expensive and they get a lot of people, okay? So you definitely want to stay away from that. You are building your business credit on your own. You can even write to the credit bureaus and say, hey, I'm doing business with this vendor. I want you to report my payment history to, my business credit profile. And again, there's a way to report your rent, your utilities, things like that. So there are resources for that. How long?
You can disregard some of the other questions.
I am. How long does it usually take for a trade line to start reporting to Dun & Bradstreet? So it depends on the vendor, but they typically take anywhere between 1 to 3 billing cycles. So that can mean anywhere from 30 to 90 days. Okay, so depending on the vendor, it can range from 30 to 90 days. Why I told you guys to go with NAV Business Boost is because that works really fast. It's the payment from your monitoring that gets reported. Okay, so that works very quickly. If you want to fast track your credit score reporting, you want to sign up for NAV Business Boost and NAV Business Loan Builder. So both of those packages are on the NAV site. You just use 2 different email addresses. Now, usually I only do this on like my strategy sessions, but I'm giving this to you guys. So the fast track is you can sign up for both of those services, use 2 different email addresses, and then you're able to get 2 accounts reporting to your 2 account trade lines reported to your business credit reports quickly. Yeah, but it's typically 30 to 90 days, 1 billing cycle to 3 billing cycles. And pull up personal profile. So NAV is asking for your home address and your personal profile because they also monitor your personal credit reports. It's your Vantage scores, but they still have the ability to monitor your personal credit reports. So if you want to have a kind of like a one and all, they only do 2 out of the 3 though. So it's a personal preference. You don't have to, but most of my clients do. So it's totally up to you, but they monitor both your business credit and 2 of your personal credit scores. And it's a Vantage score.
If you guys found any type of like value in this, can you just put like a star or a question mark or a symbol or something and just
you're
hit it
welcome.
into that before you guys?
Yeah, the NAV trick is really, really good. It helps build your profile very, very quickly. And like I said, if you do both plans.
And then I've already sent you guys the emails, everyone who dropped their emails in. If you want the video, I will upload it on a Google Drive and just share it with you guys. That way, if that's easiest, if you have another way that you'd prefer to get it, you tell me if you want me to put it on Facebook or however you guys kind of want it. And then again, if you want more specific help and guidance, you can consult with Stephanie. I dropped the links like a million times. I also sent it to you guys in the email. Of course, Stephanie, like this was complete game-changing information for me when I had you on my podcast. So I was like, I know I can't be the only one. Starting and you don't know what to do. It's like you're already so overwhelmed with the business as a whole.
Yeah.
And I feel like the best thing to do is for me to give the information and Stephanie provides it in such a beautiful, eloquent way. So it's like, oh, that's what business credit is. It doesn't feel so
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So thank you so much, guys.
Stephanie.
I sent that to you guys. If there's anything else you need, just, shoot me an email, write me on Facebook, however you got in contact with me in the beginning. And again, I'll hit the link one more time if you need any other credit information and what she can do. Okay, guys? Have a great night. Have a great week. Let's go make some money.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Courtney.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. If you guys want to send me the video, I know there was a couple people that said it. If you're still here, then let me know. Okay, Courtney, video. Okay, will you guys do me a favor? Okay, hold on. Will it work if I just, when I download the video, if I just post it into the like groups? I know multiple people are in groups, or just share it. I'm trying to think how this will be the most efficient way. How about if I just send out the link to the Google Drive? That might make the most sense. I'll figure it out. I'll get it to you guys. I'll definitely get it to you guys. Have a good Sunday. Again, those documents will it will walk you through all the things that she talked about. So if you didn't take notes, you'll be able to, and then, you guys can start kind of building your steps for building business credit. Because I feel like anybody that's here, if you guys want to talk, you can like hop on. If you don't, I'll just keep talking. But making it into steps, like I feel like, in my own experience, I wanted to just go from like, I have no business credit to please, like, let me buy a car with it. And so it helps for me to have the visual of the step-by-step, like, oh no, you have to do like, have some other revolving lines of credit first and establish. The net 30 was also another game changer that she talked about with, like Uline is one of them where you can order a bunch of stuff and then they give you 30 days to pay it, and that builds your credit. That was a huge game changer as far as understanding what possibility, especially as a startup business. So I'm going to try to make sure I write all of these emails. Frank, I can't remember. Let me just make sure, because I feel like I got everyone's email. Did you drop your email before? I just want to make sure I send you that information. Okay. So I'm going to send the recording and then the 10 steps to becoming lendable to you as well. I already sent out the email. Let me send it right now. Oh my God. All right, let me send this. All right. I think that's supposed to show. Forward. All right. Again, thanks for coming, guys. I hope this was as informative to you as it was to me when I first heard it. Here we go. All right, Frank, I am sending it right now. All right, Frank, that's sent. Okay. Let me stop recording. That would probably be good. That would probably be good. Hey, Google, play.